we're back. I know the signal probably isn't great, so we might skip some frames. You might not see this whole thing, but we're back. And we got Landon, who's had a couple, and Marlon Yoder here. Just ran a fine race. Great night of racing here at Hickory. We had a good little battle in late models. We had Dexter and Dexter Jr. started from the rear. Dexter Sr. finished 4th. Dexter Jr. I think was 6th.
5th or
6th. Great race. Dexter Sr. just ran out of laps. He passed a lot of cars. There was 20 cars. Started from the rear. Finished 4th, like I said. So pretty impressive night for him. Late model race, Millington won the first one. Thomas Bean won the second one. Zach Bruner finished 3rd.
Hell of a battle.
Yeah, it was a great little battle. Good racing all night. The 4-cylinder race, there's only 3 cars.
And they wrecked 2 of them.
It was a winner by forfeit.
Hickory barn burner, winner by forfeit, Curtis Pardue. Fantastic battle. 2 destroyed race cars. Couldn't ask for any more. Probably should have shortened it by about 25 laps. It was a 30-lap feature.
Yeah.
But, nonetheless, fantastic battle. If our connection is bad, we will record this and upload it as a video. So if you can't watch it, don't worry. It's going to come up as a video after this.
You should be able to at least hear us. So
yeah,
just think of it as a podcast. For now.
I've had a few, but nonetheless, fantastic night at Hickory Motor Speedway. We've got Marlon Yoder, who works on the 5 car. Marlon, what is your title on the 5 car?
Front-end mechanic.
Front-end mechanic on the 5 car. Travels with Kyle Larson. So I'm kind of glad he finished 2nd tonight because he's done his fair share of winning all year.
We ain't won that much. Come on now.
I mean, you've won a lot. But you have won a lot as a driver, too. I mean, you've won, Tri-County and Hickory so far? Finished 2nd. Shit. I mean, if you won all the time, it wouldn't be as fun. But first year out with this car, right?
Yeah. I've been working on it for a couple of years. Took me about a little over 2 years to get it done, and went to Tri-County a couple of weeks ago, or beginning of this year, and won first night out. That was pretty awesome. I haven't been in a seat in 6 years, so that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So backstory for those of you that are not familiar with Marlon. When I first moved away from Hickory in 2016, I started running Greenville Pickens, South Carolina. I traveled to Motor Mile, and the first time I went to Greenville, Marlon and Dylan Mamba Smith showed up, and I may have put 7 quarts too much oil in the race car.
I remember that.
And the first time on the racetrack, it blew oil all over everything, and Marlon just happened to show up to help me and got the courtesy of cleaning the entire race car of oil that blew all over it. But we did run good that night, and me and Marlon have been good buddies ever since. He worked at MDM, which my dad was at, crew chief there, and has slowly worked his way all the way up to what is NASCAR Cup Series now. So very cool to have somebody like Marlon racing at your local tracks here at Hickory Motor Speedway. You've won at Tri-County this year as well.
Yeah, we won at Tri-County, and then I think it was 2 weeks later we came here for that double feature. I guess a race got rained out or something.
Ran twins.
Yeah, ran the twin feature. So, and we won the first one.
I was saying, where'd you finish the second one?
I was running 3rd, and I was pretty free up off of 4 up here, and got tagged in the left rear and hit the fence.
So he's ran competitive at both tracks. I will say. So now that Tri-County has pavement, which track do you like? They have new pavement 3 and 4, old pavement 1 and 2, which is a weird combo. But what track do you prefer over the other one? I will ask you that now. I feel like that's a good question.
I don't really.
And why?
I don't honestly So I've been running Dillon as well. I've ran Dillon 3 times since I've been here. The first time I was here, and they're all different, right? They're actually all quite a bit different. But I don't really have a single one that I don't like. I'm competitive at all of them.
It's a racetrack.
And we've been struggling a little bit at Dillon, but we've been getting better every time we go, which is important part, right?
Yep.
But I don't really Tri-County. I can't help but maybe favorite a little bit because we ran once and we set it on a pole and we won the race, right?
Yep.
So automatically you're like, all right, I kind of like that place. But then coming here and I felt like our car drove better than what it did the first time we were here. I got kind of a little tight there in the center corner tonight, but other than that, I feel like our car has more drivability. So I think we're headed in the right direction. So I don't really have like a specific track. I don't think.
I feel like that's a racer comment.
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
absolutely.
I will say, and not a lot of people know your story, so I'm not gonna have you go into it crazy, but I will let you talk about it real briefly, since I don't want to take up a ton of your time. But if you don't know, or if you're not familiar with Marlon, he came from Amish culture and broke his way into the NASCAR scene, and that was actually, honestly, the first time I met Marlon was that Greenville Pickens weekend, and we got to drive all the way back from Greenville, and he pretty much gave me his whole story. So, fantastic story. It's kind of crazy. Also, one of your buddies works on the GMS car, which I drove. I can't think of his name right now. I'll think of it.
Malin.
Malin, yes. Yeah. So I got to talk to Malin, and he's good friends with you. But I guess touch a little bit about your background and kind of how you ended up working for Hendricks. I mean, it's been a long... Marlon's kind of like the great American story in NASCAR outside of driving, as far as working on race cars. He's worked his way all the way up, and now he's working for a NASCAR Cup team and has won races at the Cup level, working for a Cup team. So I guess touch on that just a little bit, and then I'll let you go back to your race car. I know you got to pack up and get out of here. So.
Yeah, so to go back a little bit, I was born and raised Amish, and when I was like 15, 16, a buddy of mine left the Amish, and so I stayed in contact with him, and he got me a little FM pocket radio that I obviously wasn't supposed to have. But then I only got one country station in on it. We kind of lived down in a hill, but I would started listening to the NASCAR races on Sunday, and of course I didn't know what a racetrack looked like.
Completely
no idea.
Off of sound.
Yeah, totally. Of course, the PRN and MRN guys do a really awesome job of describing everything.
Oh yeah.
So it was pretty. You kind of put a picture together. So I did that, and kind of got started listening to it. I'm like, all right, I can dig this, And then when I left the Amish,
what year was that?
That was 2006. 2007.
The meat of NASCAR, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
100%
2005,
NASCAR,
2006, and then in 2007, the spring of 2008, I left the Amish.
So how old were you when you left?
Going on 18.
Okay.
So I left, and at the same time, another buddy of mine left. So the buddy that left before I did, he helped me and this other kid leave. So we would go, and of course we wouldn't miss a race on Sundays, right? We would always watch Cup race. And Saturday nights, every Saturday night, we would go to the Wisconsin Dells short track. Every Saturday night, we would never miss it. And we were sitting there one night and brainstorming, watching the races, and street stocks roll out. And I think they might be called pier stocks up there, but they roll out.
Same deal.
And we were like, oh my God, we could do this. We could buy a car, because obviously, we didn't have no idea how to build a car. We didn't know how to work on a car.
Yeah.
But we're like, we can get one of these. You can't work on them that much. Change a couple springs, whatever, and try it.
Yeah.
Oh, whew, it was bad. It was bad. We couldn't hit nothing. We were terrible. But one thing led after another. Eventually, I got old enough. I bought a car. I drove a car myself in 2014. I think I made 9 to 10 starts, something like that. So then in the spring of 2015 is when I moved here, started working for Richie Waters on the Super Late Model team. And, man.
I say, it wasn't much longer you found my shit show of an operation.
I don't remember. Was that
16?
Was that 16?
Yeah, it wasn't much longer. I mean, I think you had just taken a job at MDM maybe.
Yeah.
Or you had been there maybe for a year.
I started at MDM in 2016 in the spring.
So it was had to have been right when you took the job there. I mean, I had just started traveling. I was racing Greenville. I mean, I'm telling you, Marlon came into it. Couldn't have been a worse time. I mean, I blew oil everywhere. I mean, completely my fault. Marlon was like, God, this guy's an idiot.
I showed up and I'm like, what did I get myself into? I'm like, oh my god!
I mean,
I don't remember. I think I was walking to the pit stall.
Yeah,
and
y'all
you
had
were
your
like
food.
on the back stretch.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's smoking like crazy, right? And I'm like, oh my god, it just blew up, And then you pull in, and there is oil running out of everything.
Hey, we ran good that night.
We did. That was good.
Marlon ended up helping
We
me.
ran good everywhere.
Yeah, he ended up helping me a few more nights. We went to South Boston. We didn't have a whole lot equipment-wise, but we ran good. And, you worked on the MDM stuff, got to run some ARCA stuff, and, years down the road, he's winning races with Kyle Larson. So one of the coolest stories I think I've ever witnessed, honestly, like no bullshit, just outside of our friendship. It's honestly one of the coolest stories. I know coming home from South Boston, that was one of the coolest things I've ever heard as far as how you came to NASCAR. And, we've grown up in the sport, so it's a little different. But hearing your aspect and hearing your side of the story was definitely a wake-up call on, how other people make and come to the sport. And also, like, you came to the sport purely off of love for the sport.
Yeah.
And that's a little different. We grown up in it, so, we
I've
come
been
from
pretty fortunate for sure.
Yeah, we come from a little different side of things, but you gravitated towards it strictly off of your love for what was going on. So that's pretty badass.
Yeah, go from listening to the NASCAR races on the radio on Sunday afternoons, and then Sunday evenings we would all us kids that were 16, 18, 19 would all get together and play games and eat dinner and whatever. And then when everybody left at say 9, 10 o'clock at night, we would always race, right? And I had the second fastest horse in the community, and no matter what kind of oats I fed her, she would not go any faster. She would run second to that gray horse every single Sunday
You
night.
should have freaking
But-
took the gray horse, man.
Yeah,
Kidding me?
couldn't buy it. But
Mar-
no, I've
Marlon-
been fortunate for sure.
Yeah, we appreciate you, dude. Definitely let us know next time you're coming out here. I'm sure between Tri-County and Hickory, we'll find you again soon. But I know I keep up with you on social media and all that good stuff. So definitely post whenever you're racing next, and we'll try to catch up with you. But we appreciate you coming on, man. Dylan, you got anything?
No, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I think August 21st is going to be my next one, and I think it's going to be Tri-County. I'm not 100% sure. They've been moving their schedule around because of the tire shortage,
yeah.
So I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to double check on all
Just
that.
text me, keep me updated, all that good stuff. But we appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, thanks for
And,
having me.
Yeah, keep digging, man.
absolutely.
All right, take care.
All right, brother. All right, I think now.
I see a trophy.
Yeah, I do see a trophy over there.
I see a
Wait.
trophy.
Thomas Beach. You
Winner.
know? Winner tonight.
Winner Thomas Beach.
Hickory Motor Speedway. You know, look at
look
that.
at this thing.
It's not a cup, so we can't drink out of it. But that's all right.
Dexter's signature on it.
Oh,
You did.
got it
Oh, you got
signed.
Dexter to sign it.
That's
Okay.
cool.
Yeah,
So-
there we go.
So, what happened, Thomas?
We qualified bad. That really put us back in that first race. We had a real good car. Just got stuck there racing the 81 car.
Yeah.
And guess
Hell of a guy to race.
Yeah, yeah. We all know that. So we drove, tried to drive him as clean as I could. Just
Should have knocked him out of the way.
yeah, I should have. Everybody kept telling me like, man, you should have just wrecked him. I'm like, man, first race we're running fifth. Like I wanted to ride anyway, but I thought I could win there about 5 laps in. Then I realized I couldn't, so I was just gonna ride for the second one. But I like to get any spot I can, so just ran him hard. Knocked the toe out the first race. Bent the steering arm on it. Had the toe knocked in about an inch, and we came in, fixed it. Had a hole in the tire. Had to go pick out the pile, which was
Oh man,
not
that's always
not
fun.
great.
Not a great.
No.
So I put that had to put that on the right front, and that was, I guess it wasn't that bad. So
Didn't seem to hurt you too much.
yeah, that was probably the best driving car I've ever had.
I
Right
would
there.
say second race you fired
Yeah.
off. I mean,
Yeah. Like
pretty solid.
that was probably the hardest I've drove 40 laps straight.
Well, that's what it's about when you
Yeah.
run 40 lap twins. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I felt like honestly, if we had a caution, I don't know if Millington would have had anything for you. I mean, I felt like you were pretty solid. I mean,
Yeah.
you fired off good. You know, raced around Bringer there at the beginning and pretty much set sail. And when Millington cleared there at the end, I really don't feel like he was that much better than you. So at that point, tires were hot and everything, but I think you were in pretty good shape.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I know. Me and Millington raced a lot in the past. It's I know how good he is on restarts and stuff like that. I didn't want to see a caution, but I knew how hard he had to race the 81 car. How long it took him to get by him. I was probably in good shape because I passed him pretty easy. And when I got about 10 to go, I started to ride, and he really didn't gain any time on me. So. I know after talking to him, he said he ran as hard as he could all the race and couldn't catch me. So that's you'll take that any day of the week.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, on the butt pucker factor, what was it after you took the white flag? Were you thinking like, could there be a caution here, or was you just trying to get a check?
I knew my dad told me. He said everybody's pretty clear of each other. You should be good to get back. I knew the group that I could see in front of me. They had been racing pretty hard all race. But I figured they got clear enough, and I mean, I've had races where I was coming to the checker and caution comes out, and then you got to race again, and I've lost some of those and I've won some of those. So you always worry about it. It's been a long time since I won one, so I would take it. I about 10 to go, I started just don't have a caution.
Yeah. Good old Hickory Motor Speedway do-over.
Yeah. Try it again.
Those have been good.
Last year was a weird year, but you started off really hot, especially at Tri-County. You so technically you're the points champion from last year at Tri-County in my book. So that's 2 in a row. You won Hickory the year before. Tri-County, even if the year would have finished, I feel like you would have been top 2 at the very least, but probably would have won the championship, and that's saying a lot. That's two racetracks that kind of put you on a Mount Rushmore of guys that's done that. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm sure that the list is less than 10 that's won a championship at both of those tracks. Now, maybe it's not a technical championship, but nonetheless, everybody knew who was running good. And speaking of that, what is your plans here over the coming months?
So I'm planning the 28 car, Johnny Price's car, I started out the year with. We had engine problems. We're waiting to get the engine back with it. Whenever we get the engine back with it, we'll start driving it. I'll start driving it again at Tri-County. But until then, I'm going to drive mine. Try to run every race because I think I'm second in points at Tri-County right now, which I'd like to win that. I'm pretty far back. I don't know how far back I am, but I can probably catch him if I run good enough. So just try to keep. I've never, even though I've run pretty good at Tri-County, I haven't won there yet. I really want to mark that one off the list because that is kind of my home. I mean that's a mile down the road from my house. So hopefully we can win up there. Hopefully win a couple up there is what I like to do before the end of the year. And then I like to travel. So if for some reason Tri-County don't race next week, I'll probably try to find somewhere to race. Yep. I'll go to Florence or I don't know who's racing next week, but we'll try to find somewhere to race.
I'm gonna kind of put you on the spot.
What?
Yeah, you've been running Tri-County. You come out here to Hickory a few times. You've won the track championship at Hickory. Now you've gravitated back to Tri-County and you're running pretty much every weekend there. Yep. The tire deal's kind of thrown a curveball into everything and sort of mix it up, but what do you think would benefit the situation between the two racetracks here? Because we had a good field of late models here tonight.
Yeah, we had a really good.
We've had a good field of late models at Tri-County every weekend. How can we continue this to where we can get you at Hickory more often? I mean, I feel like the tire deals kind of sort of help that, but I feel like, some of you guys that were at Hickory that typically run Tri-County every weekend, we need to have you guys at both racetracks. We need to figure out a way to sort of, I guess, combine the field almost, I guess.
We don't have enough race cars to be splitting the field here.
100%.
I mean, we split the field limited to late model, which is, I think, stupid. Yeah. I don't know why we have a limited division, to tell you the honest truth.
Same race cars.
Yeah, it's the same race cars. They run about the same speed.
Especially now with 2 new 2 scuff.
Yeah. It was I don't remember what the pole was.
The pole split today was like 2/10.
A 29 was the pole for limited, and a 90 was the or 90 something was the pole for late model, which was Millington. Everybody else, I think, was the O.
Gee, there's an ice cream truck.
Yeah, old school. Cold school. He gave me some decals, by the way. That guy.
Cold school.
Yeah. Look, hold on.
What is this? When did we get an ice cream truck?
I wanted free ice cream, but he gave me decals, so that's a good start.
Well, We're on the. Oh, there it is.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Oh,
he
look at
gave me
shiny
right
one.
here.
A
Cold,
chrome
school.
decal. Oh, cold school.
Yep.
But I do think that tonight was a good example of how we could work together.
If two racetracks live in
If-
harmony, this is what
we could
can
have this
happen.
every weekend. I
Yeah.
mean, we had a packed house tonight.
Yep.
Yes, Dexter, Knipe, senior and junior were racing against each other. But outside of that, we had a great car count. We had a great car count in all divisions. And I do think that that's possible in every form of or every division, here locally in the Hickory, North Carolina, Hudson, North Carolina area. And I just feel like, if we all work together, we could have great racing on both ends of the spectrum. So.
Yeah. I mean, I think really at the end of the day, you need, in division-wise, like I don't want to get on the high horse of trying to tell places how to run, but like you need your racetracks to be different, or your divisions to be different.
Yep.
If you look at every qualifying session tonight, I think Street Stocks were within probably second and a half of us.
Yeah.
That's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, they were fast tonight.
Like they've been getting faster. Like you need a good solid. You need to be able to look down there and go, yeah, that division's slower than the other division.
Yeah, I agree.
Street
And
stocks
it
were
needs to
fast
be-
tonight.
Yeah. So, I feel like a street stock around here should be running 17 seconds or
Yep.
something.
Which
Yeah.
they
No,
have in the
yeah.
past.
And now they're running low 16s almost.
Yeah.
They were back when
So-
they had about 20 cars
Yeah.
Yeah.
every weekend. Which
I mean, everything's just kind of getting a little out of hand.
And late models continue to get more out of hand.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, you get a new, like, you see tricks that we keep progressing and progressing and progressing in cars, and you really, it's hard to keep up unless you want to build
Brand new race car.
a brand new race car every year. Like you can cut clips off of it, which I put a clip on that one last year, but I put the same old one on it, which I probably should have tried something different, but it worked tonight. So, but everybody goes with the high pivots and stuff. I like think of how, like, I don't know if you've tried it or anywhere, but like there's so much time and effort just trying to make that work. You're gonna put a clip on, which is gonna be a couple grand. Then you're gonna have to come over here and test. You gotta change all your front end stuff pretty much. You really don't know exactly, like some people will sell you stuff to get like your bump and stuff right. They can get you in the right direction, but if you don't have that stuff, then you gotta build it. And what if the first time you build it's wrong? And then you're gonna have to, then you just scrapped a $300 or $400 part, and then it's just expensive. It's not a big deal, but it'd just be nice if more people could run. Like I said, I wish the limit and late model field were combined. I don't like where, like all these, like I would love to go race at like Dillon, Caraway, Greenville, but they're running limiteds, and I probably will, but like I don't want to go out and buy a carburetor for it. Like it's dumb that we all don't run the same.
Yeah,
rules.
everybody needs to just do it in unison.
Yep.
And it'll solve a lot of problems.
Absolutely.
But what a special night
Yep.
it is for you to win. And I know Dexter is one of your heroes. I mean, you got him to autograph your trophy.
Absolutely.
You ran his throwback scheme
Yeah.
a few years ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's,
And yeah, man, it's just an overall really cool night for you. Did you choose to run here? Did that add some incentive to knowing that they're racing?
I mean, it did. When they first announced it, I was like, I'm gonna be there on that night. After the other week I came and run, I was kind of iffy on it just because I didn't run what I thought I would, as good as I thought I could the other week. But I just figured I really couldn't find anywhere else to run late models tonight. So I said, well, let's just load up and go to Hickory and see what happens and try some stuff, see if we can get this car better. And looks like we did at this point.
Yeah, it worked out.
Worked out great. Well, anything else you want to throw in?
No, I'll just say I feel like, you have some good points that you bring to the table. I mean, late model racing as a whole has progressively gotten more expensive.
Yeah.
It probably will for the next little bit, and then we're going to hit a wall.
Yep.
And then it'll regress, which it does a lot. I mean, that's kind of the as haulers blow out here, but that's kind of the revolving door of late model racing. We spend a lot of money and continue to spend a lot of money until it gets super expensive, and then we hit a wall, and then we make it a lot less expensive, and then we find a way to make it more expensive as we go and race. So that's just the racing mentality. But Nonetheless, Thomas Bean, winner here tonight at Hickory.
Yep.
Ryan Millington won the first race. Good field of late models, good field of limited cars, good field of street stocks, good field of trucks. All around a good car count. Great fan attendance here tonight.
Yeah.
Just a side note there, like I thought it was nice at the end of the night, like people came out of the stands.
Yep.
Came down to see Dexter. Some people came and saw me. I sold some T-shirts. I thank for everybody buying a T-shirt from me tonight from the other weeks. And but like that's what I like. I like when I wish you came down to the pits after the race.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And there was 20, 30 people at every car, and you have kids sitting in cars, just stuff like that. I wish we'd had more of that. I wish more people would like just sit around and not load this stuff up right away.
Well, we've got to do a better job of getting, our generation involved. Our generation's not as involved as it needs to be, and a lot of the people that are still coming here to Hickory Motor Speedway were coming here 30 years ago. So we got to figure out how to get our generation involved and get them interested and get them out here and taking note on what's going on the racetrack, but also, if we can throw a party, then we need to throw a party and get them out here. But that's the name of the game. I feel like we're making a step in the right direction. Tonight was definitely a step in the right direction. If racetracks, locally here can work together, I think that we can really make some noise and provide a great place to watch, short track racing, but also provide an outstanding experience both for the fan and for the driver and the crew on whatever division you're working on. So.
Speaking of parties, are you going to race next week?
I'm planning on it somewhere.
Do you have a throwback yet? Oh,
I'm going to run Tri-County if I race. I ain't going to run
Tri-County ain't racing next week.
I figured, I'm kind of on the boat with this. Probably not going to happen.
So no
but if it does, we're going to go be at Tri-County. If not, we're probably going to go somewhere else. Probably not going to come to Cars race sadly, but
you won tonight though.
Yeah, still it's costs a lot to come run those Cars races.
Yeah, so, but not next week. They're not allowing you to buy.
Still, you gotta buy all the license and stuff.
What? $150 entry fee? You ain't gotta buy a set of practice tires.
I don't buy a set of practice tires anyway.
Neither do I. That's why we can race.
So we,
Thomas Bean racing next weekend. Yeah. There you go, folks.
Okay, I will be racing somewhere next weekend.
Announced here live on the show.
Live here. He's gonna come to the throwback.
Well, speaking of throwback racing, we're gonna be here next week. Those of you that tuned in tonight, thank you. It's kind of our practice event for next week's live show. We've got hopefully have some internet upgrades. We obviously didn't have great internet tonight, but it was kind of a last minute situation. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. I did record this one, so we're going to upload it because I'm pretty sure a lot of stuff skipped here and there. That way you guys can get the full interview with Thomas here and also with Marlon from earlier. But with that being said, we were going to be here next week. We're going to have the same setup.
A lot more T-shirts.
Yeah, a lot of brand new throwback T-shirts.
We do have new T-shirts tonight. So if you did not snag a brand new Bring Back Short Tracks shirt tonight, we will have them next weekend. We will also have throwback T-shirts next weekend. Both my own T-shirts, but also Dylan's whipped up us some Windshield Deep throwback T-shirts, a couple of different designs. So we will have those. I don't know. We'll have a whole bunch of different merchandise available next weekend. So make sure you come out, snag that. I'm sure we'll have at-track deals, which we kind of didn't do last year because of COVID and everything. But this year I feel like it's easier for us to do that. And we'll also have whatever's left online. So
well, with that being said, guys, we appreciate everyone tuning in, especially through some of this internet issues. Anyway, we'll be back next week, and we'll do it all over again. And, like we said, come check out the merch. Come hang out with us. You don't have to buy merch. Come hang out. Just come see us, talk to us, hang out with our friends. Good place to watch the race from. I mean, as you can see, there's a great view behind us.
Fantastic view.
Get to see all sorts of action. A lot of action happens in 3 and 4, and we're right here at it.
I was going to say, also, Thomas, you got any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I got, like I said earlier, Patriot X throwing, Price Roofing, Roots Frame Shop, Southern Motorsports Hobby, Fram, PRW does a lot for me, and just Ford in general. Gotta have that Ford power.
Oh yeah. Yeah, PRW is gonna have Big
Full,
sec-
you know,
there's
we're
gonna be a big party here.
We're
yeah.
getting shitty for PRW next weekend.
Yep, big party here at the turns 3 and 4 here. at
I'll be
Hickory.
racing, so I will not be ingesting alcoholic beverages.
Yes, he will not be getting shitty. Yes, he just said he will be racing cars. I indeed will be getting shitty. Anyway, thanks again, guys, for tuning in. I'll re-upload this if it didn't look great, but thanks for all you troopers that hung out for us. We'll do it again next weekend with a little better quality.